This video is for awareness purposes only. It isn't an absolute fact or a prediction. Please do your own research, think critically, and consult multiple sources and qualified experts before reaching any conclusions. The Valeriepieris Circle is a simple line on a map, but inside it lives more than half of humanity. It holds some of the world's largest rivers, rice fields, megacities, ports, and even key digital networks. Scientists have long studied what might happen if Earth's magnetic poles continue to shift. The question is, how would this circle, the world's most crowded and vital region, respond to such a change? The Valeriepieris Circle is the heart of global civilization. It produces staple foods like rice and wheat, supports massive river systems such as the Mekong and Ganges, and powers trade through megacities like Shanghai, Tokyo, Bangkok, and Jakarta. Beneath the oceans, cables connect data and communication systems. Any disruption here would have worldwide effects. Earth's magnetic field acts as a shield against solar and cosmic radiation, but scientists note that it is not uniform. For example, the South Atlantic anomaly is an area where the field is weaker and satellites often face technical problems when passing through it. Chinese researchers have also suggested that the Eastern Hemisphere might have certain protective characteristics, but overall, the system remains complex and dynamic. If the field weakens further during a pole shift, regions along the equator, including the Valeriepieris Circle, could face greater exposure to space weather. This region sits on some of the most active tectonic boundaries in the world. The meeting of the Eurasian and Indo-Australian plates has produced major earthquakes, such as the 2004 Indian Ocean event. The Manila Trench and Mariana Trench are also capable of generating tsunamis and deep seismic activity. Further out in the Pacific, structures like Tamu Massif, one of the largest volcanoes on Earth, remind us that our planet is always evolving. While scientists do not expect sudden changes, these features show how a shifting Earth system can influence the region. The circle is also the rice bowl of the world. Its rivers, Mekong, Yangtze, Ganges, Brahmaputra, and others, sustain agriculture for billions. But research shows these rivers are sensitive to climate and environmental changes. Floods, droughts, or altered monsoon patterns could affect rice harvests, raising concerns about food security. Because most of the world's rice is grown and consumed within this circle, even small changes in production could ripple across global markets. Pole shifts and magnetic changes are linked with Earth's internal dynamics, but they also highlight how vulnerable societies are to natural hazards. The Valeriepieris Circle already experiences typhoons, monsoons, floods, droughts, landslides, earthquake, and volcanic eruptions. If these events overlap or intensify, the challenges for governments and communities will increase. The region is not only about food and water, it is also the backbone of the digital world. Undersea cables and data hubs connect billions of people. Scientists studying geomagnetic storms warn that strong solar activity could induce currents that disrupt power grids and satellites. Maintaining resilience here is vital, as any disruption could impact communications and trade far beyond Asia. The Indian and Pacific Oceans regulate climate and fisheries. A shift in circulation patterns, such as changes to the Kuroshio Current or Indonesian through flow, could influence rainfall, storms, and marine ecosystems. For communities relying on fish as a main protein source, this is a critical issue. Megadams, ports, and dense urban centers are central to the Valeriepieris Circle. While they represent progress, they are also vulnerable to earthquakes, floods, and sea level rise. Protecting infrastructure is therefore one of the key priorities for long-term resilience. If Earth's tilt or axis changes, climate zones could shift. For tropical countries, this might mean adjusting crops and agriculture. Researchers already study how staple crops may respond to new conditions, and adaptation will be essential. Auroras are normally seen near the poles, but during past magnetic disturbances, they have appeared closer to the equator. While such events are rare, they show how space weather can influence our atmosphere. Increased radiation exposure can affect satellites, aviation, ecosystems, and may also raise cancer risks for humans. Monitoring and preparedness are key to reducing risks. Environmental change often affects human health. Warmer climates can expand mosquito ranges, leading to diseases like dengue, malaria, or chikungunya spreading to new areas. Floods can increase waterborne illnesses, while disrupted ecosystems raise the risk of new pathogens crossing into human populations. When resources are strained, social systems face pressure. Urban overcrowding, food shortages, or climate migration could reshape demographics across the region. History shows that communities adapt, but the scale of adaptation needed in the future may be unprecedented. The Valeriepieris Circle is also the center of global geopolitics. With major military powers positioned here, stability depends on cooperation. If communication systems fail or resources become scarce, tensions may rise. International collaboration will be essential to maintain peace. Recent satellite data, such as ESA Swarm mission, shows the magnetic North Pole is drifting faster than before, moving towards Siberia at nearly 60 kilometers per year. Studies also suggest that weak zones like the South Atlantic Anomaly are expanding. Historical records, such as the Lost Champs excursion 41,000 years ago, show that magnetic collapses have happened before, with auroras visible even at the equator. One of the most referenced documents on this subject is a U.S. military research paper published in 2015. It highlighted how a weakening magnetic field could disrupt satellites, GPS, navigation, power grids, and even global communication systems. The paper also warned that cascading failures in these systems could create geopolitical instability. Since then, however, there have been no official military updates on the subject. Some may see that silence as routine, while others may wonder if the most important questions are being left unanswered. I have already created a separate content that explores this military paper in more detail. You can find the link in the description below. The pole shift is not only about magnets and compasses. It reminds us how Earth's systems, oceans, skies, cities, and societies are deeply connected. Ocean currents can change. Megacities may be tested. Equators can shift. Radiation can reach further. New challenges can emerge. The Valeriepieris Circle is the most densely populated region on Earth. And if it faces difficulties, the effects will not be limited to Asia alone, but will echo across the world. Perhaps this was never just about magnetic fields, solar storms, or shifting poles. Perhaps the real challenge is how humanity chooses to respond. As Captain Jack Sparrow once said, the world's still the same. There's just less in it. The Earth has endured change many times before, but humanity must decide whether we learn, adapt, and care, or whether we continue to forget. 2030 is no longer far away. So ask yourself, when the time comes, what will you truly be prepared for?